that the taxpayers of this province have not been well served by this particular project, and certainly individuals like Bruce here are not being well served by this project. There's some other landowners here also today that many of them in the same boat that Mr. Bolingbroke is in. In the package today you'll see some maps. One of them is of the Tower Road intersection as it was proposed prior to June of 2013. You'll also see another map that is made up of, and that's one that we did up for this news conference, that shows the new route of this bypass, or claimed bypass, and some of the land that's been affected and some of the land transactions that have taken place with these changes. And you will notice also in there some land titles information of individuals with the Long Lakes Investment Company. You will see some information from the Farmland Security Board as to the values of land that it was before this and what's happened to it afterwards. You will see some political donation lists for some of the principals of companies like Long Lake Investments. Mr. Bruce Evans, a well-known aficionado of the current government, who sat on a committee of eminent folks that came up with a design for what has become known as the Tower Road project. After much study, they'd claimed was the right solution, and that is an interchange on Tower Road. Part of your package also includes a presentation by the 3M Group, who were a consulting firm hired by the province of Saskatchewan when they ran into a bunch of problems with the proposed interchange at Tower Road. Those problems, as is pointed out in the 3M study, arose because certain companies and individuals didn't like that interchange that they had just finished spending so much time, effort, and money on designing. And as you'll see in the 3M documents, they clearly point out that two of the largest businesses in Saskatchewan with very significant political clout didn't like the interchange. And this all came out at a conference in Montreal at the end of 2013, where they were presenting how they had problem solved this whole thing on behalf of the government. The problem solving meant moving Tower Road over 400 meters, going through the middle of a bunch of land that previously had not been included in it at all, and of course the corresponding increases in taxes, and of course the corresponding collateral damage to Mr. Bolingbroke and other people who would not have been affected by the other one. And the most collateral damage in the whole thing is to the taxpayer of Saskatchewan, because when you add up the increased costs here through this whole change of mind is the taxpayer of Saskatchewan, and we believe there's about $200 million here in extra costs. All of you are aware that the PC party over the last year and a half have felt that this has not been money well spent. I mean, this thing has gone from what was a $400 million project to just about $2 billion now, and we still have all kinds of land costs that are not settled, okay? When you have pieces of land over here in this direction that were farmland that we're told would never be part of any city development, that were worth $12,000 an acre, jumped up to $75,000 an acre. When you see service roads being provided to developers free of charge to the taxpayer that other people in this project can't have at any cost, you really have to ask the question, what in the world is going on here with this project? We could have gone around the north end of this city through the industrial heartland of southern Saskatchewan, which is on the north end of Regina, for $1 billion cheaper. The government simply wouldn't do that. They're quite content, change their plans here to satisfy the interests of a few of the Premier's business and political friends. And I think that is a travesty because of the enormity of the size of the transactions that are taking place here, that there must be a public inquiry done by a judicial body in order to open up all of these costs. When you go from $400 million to $2 billion in a 2-year period of time with a province that is now in deficit, there has to be more answers for what we've seen going on here than are presently being offered.